Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this video I'm playing a 4v4 match on a custom map called Red Alert. We've got some quite high level players on the other team. In purple's Crazy D, he's a top 100 player. Pink is ranked in around the 200s, and playing in orange is a player called Pick My Nose. He isn't on the quick match rankings, but he is a very solid player. Now you can see this is on this map. We have in the bottom left and the top right, we have the big landmass where all the teams start, and then there's some islands in between where you have narrow paths linking them. So there are two ways to get from land from our base to the opponent's base, but there's also a lot of water, so it does open the game up for a lot of different strategies. You could go for boats and cruisers, you could go for tanks and attack by land, or you could go for planes. Now I've actually moved my MCV from the main landmass onto the islands because that'll give my teammates more raw on the main island, and I'll also be securing some area on the islands as well. And you can see green on the other team, they've done exactly the same thing as me. You can also see there's some buildings on the middle island, and you can use engineers to capture those buildings, and that'll allow you to build buildings on the middle island and collect the gems and ore from there. Right, you can see this building here gets destroyed, so there's no more buildings on the middle island on the left hand side, so we won't be able to capture any of those. We'll need to take MCVs at a later stage to get control of that middle part. And there's a similar setup on the right side of the map as well. And you can just see green base there. We've got purple, and they're building up there. And I'm building obviously on the island there. Now the strategy I'm going for is to build tanks early on. Because I've built on the islands in the middle, I'm going to be more susceptible to a land attack. So I'm going to need to build tanks early on to help defend myself rather than going for boats or planes. I think I'm playing allies anyway, so I wouldn't really be going for planes anyway because I can only build helicopters. And you can see there that pink and green, they've got some infantry in the middle, just trying to secure that. But as soon as we start building tanks, you can see purple have started building tanks already. Pink look to be focusing more on ore. You can see orange have got some tanks as well. There isn't that much movement on the right hand side so far, but I think at some point people are going to be moving MCVs to capture those islands on the right, but that'll probably be yellow and orange rather than, and we'll be just focusing on the left hand side. You can see blue have got a service depot and yellow have got a service depot, which probably means they're going to be building MCVs soon. And you can see there's a submarine there. I think green have built submarines as well. I think it's actually quite a bit of a weird choice to go submarines for green straight away, because they have built on the middle islands. I would probably be wanting to do a bit more of a bit more land units. And we can see purple there trying to capture the middle part, so I'm just going out to fight them at the moment. And they look to be going away at the moment. And we can see blue, it's probably just at the right time that I've got there, because you can see our teammate blue is now taking an MCV to the middle, so he's going to get a base on the middle island, which is very, very useful. And just strengthens our position on the left hand side. You can see also yellow have now got a base on one of the middle islands, but there's also pink who are coming to attack, so hopefully they've got some defence for that. I'm a bit preoccupied on the left hand side at the moment. We can see there's orange there as well, but you can see that blue are going to help them. Red have some tanks as well, yellow have another MCV, and I'm just putting some tanks there. I'm just blockading that little patch there because it's very hard to get through that bottleneck for the other teams. And you can see we've got pink, purple and orange tanks there, and obviously green's base is there as well. Although green, we haven't seen any tanks from them yet. They're still going submarines. And they have got a flamethrower there. What I'd probably do if I was them, I might put a Tesla coil there. Because obviously Tesla coils are very, very strong against tanks. And you can see, right, you can see green are going for the attack on yellow's naval yard. Right, and you can see blue are bringing some tanks through as well, so we're getting quite a good stronghold over the left-hand side at the moment. I've also built another construction yard and another ore refinery, so I'm able to mine some of those gems. I am going to have to be aware at this point that because the ore on the islands isn't that great, so I am going to need to start maybe mining on the mainland a little bit. And you can see I'm building some destroyers now, because what I want to do is I want to break that bottleneck. I don't like having a load of tanks at the end of there, because there's no way I'm going to be able to break through. So I'm just building some boats now. I could build destroyers so far. When I get an information centre, I'll be able to build cruisers. But at this point, destroyers is fine. You can see I've broken it. I've said purple has gone away now. We've still got orange there. Quite near the entrance anyway, but it's just giving us the opportunity to attack. It looks like pink and orange, you can see they're both expanding to the middle islands. Yellow's going to need to... Yellow and red are going to need to defend against them. Red have gone for plains, so we might be a bit weak on land on the right-hand side, but hopefully they'll do quite a bit of damage with the plains. And you can see they're trying to attack the destroyers now. I'm just going to pull them back a little bit. And you can see now that green have finally started to build some tanks. Yeah, so you can see they've got quite a lot in that left-hand side, in that left-hand pocket. You can see yellow is getting quite a strong navy, and that's going to be very, very important. And yeah, I'm just destroying a few more tanks. You can see now that the other teams have pulled the tanks right back to the back. And you can see I'm pulling more tanks through. Remember, at the moment, I can't really see much on this island, so I wouldn't know how many tanks they've got particularly. All the purple tanks would be definitely out of sight. And now you can see pink have got some tanks there as well. And now I'm coming through. And luckily for me, that's when purple seemed to retreat. Remember, I wouldn't be able to see that. But so it just worked out well. Yeah, and you can see now green's just built his first MCV. He's going to try and retreat back to the mainland on his side. We've got orange there. And you can see I'm going back, I'm going after that MCV. And that's crucial, that, because he went straight to this area, so he hasn't got any more buildings outside this area. So that's pretty much green out of the game. I think what green needed to do is he needed to maybe build, maybe a Tesla coil would have been useful, and just build more tanks, and maybe his teammates could have built a bit of a navy. You can see now purple's gone to starting to build a navy. He's got a cruiser there, which he's starting to use to fire on our tanks. Yeah, and you can see purple's definitely got an awful lot of tanks there, and probably outnumbering us so far. And remember, I can't quite see that. I don't know, he's only got 2 cruisers there. Because at this point you think, well, I should go in with destroyers, but at this point I wouldn't know necessarily how many cruisers he had, because I wouldn't be able to see that. That would be out of in the fog of war anyway. Right, you can see that orange and pink are making an attack attempt down the right-hand side. It should be fine for yellow to handle, because not only have they got tanks, and you can see I'm just going across here just to see. I couldn't see what was going on there, so as soon as I saw all the tanks there, I thought, well, I better pull back. Because as soon as the cruisers started firing on me, I thought, oh, I'll go in and see what it's like. Now, you can see that blue's building, taking in rocket launchers. Rocket launchers can do some good damage to ships, but at this point, I probably wouldn't take them here, because they've got very low HP, and cruisers will be able to take them out no problem. And I think that's what purple's doing right at this moment. They're just picking off the rocket launchers. I don't think it. Yeah, you can see straight away they're just obliterated. And really, what blue should do at the moment is just pull them back. It's not working very well. And you can see blue's trying to mine some of the stuff. You can see them. The ore in the middle island and the other island are all gone now. So I think blue's trying to get some of that ore from the island near the mainland. Now you can see on the mainland actually with purple, pink, orange, and they're all actually running down quite quickly. They haven't got much left, whereas on our island we've got quite a lot still. So that's quite promising. It means we're going to be better going into the long game. We did secure, and it was very important that we did secure that middle island so we could focus a bit on mining that ore instead of ore on the mainland. And you can see yellow's got a big stronghold here that I don't think there's any way that orange and pink are going to break through anytime soon unless they get power over the water. And you can see now that red's attacking, I'm coming in with my destroyers. And you can see that, but I think at this point, as soon as purple saw the destroyers coming in, he sort of gave up. You can see he's just deleted his buildings now and he's just going to fight it out. It is destroy all, so even if you delete all your buildings, you're still going to have all your units to fight with. But you can see, I think purple's now ran out of ore on the mainland. So he knows he's not going to be building much more. I mean, he could have actually gone and tried and secured the right-hand side, some of the islands there. But I guess to do that, he would have had to... I guess they've still got a little bit of ore. But I guess to do that, he would have had to retreat his tanks. Right, so now I'm taking my destroyers just to that bottleneck. And this will just allow me to get rid of the tanks from the bottleneck. And then I'll be able to go through and fight. So you can see orange has been trying to help defend on the left-hand side, while he's still been trying to advance on the right-hand side, along with pink. But I think yellow's got too much strength on the water now for them to get through. And I mean, if a team gets dominance over the water and gets cruisers, then they can... Then pretty much is game over. And you can see purple have actually quit there. They haven't even bothered fighting, which is a bit of disappointing, I guess. They could have tried to provide a bit of support for the teammates, but I think there's not much chance of them getting through there. As you can see, you got turrets, you got cruisers, you got destroyers, you got tanks. It's pretty much you'd need an absolute... I don't know if you would be able to get there through no matter how many tanks you had. And now you can see us fighting, destroying the base on the mainland. You can see orange coming up. Orange are pulling back. Pink are going to continue to fight. And you can see that we've still got ore on our side of the map, fortunately, so we're still going to be building units. We're still going to be producing. Yeah, and you can see basically we're winning this. We're going to... Now we can just focus on destroying buildings. Orange and pink are both pulling tanks back now. And you can see they've got and there's the information centre. So once you knock out an information centre for a team that's playing allies, basically they lose all the map that was visible. They can only see the places where the base is and where the tanks are. So orange will be pretty much in the dark right now, because I doubt he's got another information centre anywhere. And you can see they've actually managed to take out my forces slowly. Now at the moment it's only a matter of time basically before we take over the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wind it on, because all that happens now is I build up more tanks, I keep on attacking, and we just keep on attacking until they're fully destroyed. And this was just the final moments of the battle when I've got some tanks. I do think it's an interesting map. There is a lot of variation in strategy you can use. You can see that some people went for boats first, some went for ships, some went for tanks, and it was all about controlling those middle islands as well. So it's quite a good map, it's quite interesting. Right, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.